we're going to see a big expansion in the kinds of use cases that people use AI for. That's going to be driven by the cost, complexity, and speed of models changing radically. So we're already seeing so much rapid progress in that area, and I think that's just going to open the range of organizations that will consider using AI to help their customers do better and feel better about the jobs that are trying to get done. Hi, I'm Rodrigo, Head of AI Product Management at Asana.
Customers are moving from relatively basic or fundamental use cases with generative AI, things like document summarization, entity extraction, natural language processing, and into more complex use cases like building customer service agents, building sophisticated business management tooling, building customer experience components that are crafted from generative AI. And as the use cases get more complex, they are looking to AWS and to its partners to help them push the envelope and provide those kinds of use cases.
The central mission of Asana is to help humanity thrive by enabling the world's teams to work together effortlessly. And how we do that is we've built a platform to enable organizations large and small to keep track of who's doing what, by when, and why. And that structure helps drive clarity and accountability and helps organizations get to impact faster. However, our customers are working across a whole suite of different tools and applications. Those could be vertical-specific tools that, say, salespeople or designers are working in, or they could be email or other communication tools like chat. And there's a lot of information in those other tools that's relatively unstructured and quite messy, and often hard for customers to make sense of, and critically to understand how what's happening in those other tools is affecting the core work that they're trying to drive impact against. So there are a couple of upcoming initiatives that we're partnering with AWS on that we're really excited about in Gen AI. The first of those is our partnership with the Amazon Q for Business Index. So what this is going to enable us to do is for Asana AI to be aware of what's happening in all of your other tools, whether that's email or chat, or documents, or vertical-specific tools like CRMs. This is going to come to life in a few ways. One is when you're talking to Asana AI, you're asking a question in chat, it'll be able to answer with context drawn from all of your tools. The second way it's going to come to life is when you're at work, working on something, it'll be able to notify you when something significant has changed in another data source that could impact, say, the course of a portfolio that you're managing. So we know that a lot of our CIO customers place a high priority on the tools they use and they choose to deploy in their organizations, being able to work with a wide suite of different integrations. And Asana supports a few hundred of those. However, even if those integrations are available, a common challenge for organizations is that teams don't use what's available to them, perhaps because they're not aware or they're just not thinking of it. They're busy in the work. And so now what we're going to be able to do is suggest integrations to our customers proactively. For example, if you're working on a portfolio that's talking about sales opportunities in a particular region, we'll be able to suggest the right integration for you to get the information that is already at your company and then make it just a one-click experience to bring that information together with the work that you're doing.
A customer's use of generative AI is really differentiated by the data that they bring to a generative AI application. It's much different than just using a generative AI algorithm or a foundation model out of the box. When a customer brings their data, that's when the generative AI tools and capabilities that they have purchased or built themselves really begin to resonate with employees and with customers.
I think we're going to see AI in a lot more places. And there are so many parts of our lives where we could use a helping hand, where today we're slowed down or frustrated by processes that were maybe designed many years ago and are quite structured and formulaic and quite inhuman, frankly. And what we'll be able to do is make those processes much more flexible, much more like interacting with a human. I think we're just at the beginning of understanding the value that Gen AI can bring to Asana and to our customers. As models get cheaper and faster and more capable and more embedded into folks' workflows, the type and scale and complexity of work that we can trust AI to do is really growing and expanding. I think it will cause teams to really up-level their ambitions and think about moving much faster. And that's the kind of change with AI that I'm most excited about.
In the sales context, a seller who's able to move more quickly and more responsively to a customer's request because they don't have to read dozens and dozens of documents. They're able to use generative AI to pull out exactly what it is that their customer is looking for. I think that generative AI really provides the ability for us to connect more on a human level. And if we're able to sort of remove some of the table stakes and some of the things that take our time and productivity away and enable us to instead focus on our connection with customers and with employees, these are some of the things that really excite me about generative AI.